Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my hangar over here in the Star Citizen hangar module, which is in the pre-alpha state of Star Citizen, the video game. I've done lots of videos on this game so far, and I did promise to look at the new and improved Avenger model, and it's in the hangar now. You can go and have a look at this. Now, the first thing you may notice that's different with the model is it's slightly bigger, or slightly bulkier, and the ladder's missing. Which we'll come to in a minute, but the familiar points of interest are still here. Connection to server. There's been a few issues actually. I'm not sure if anyone else is getting that message, but every now and again I get the connection to server is lost message, so I don't know what that's really about. It's probably my firewall or something stopping the Star Citizen servers. But we've still got these iconic drop tanks and these lovely little neon style lights here. The ones on the back though, which were green and blue, I think. I did a video before where I looked at this particular craft. Those appear to be not glowing at the moment, which is a bit of a sad day. But yeah, you enter this like the other ships at the moment. I think they're going with pretty much all of these small ones entering from either the side or the back, because people complained about the cockpit entry to a few of these, apart from like obviously fighters like the Hornet. So this is supposed to be an ex-military slash ex-police usage, sort of like a riot truck that you would have in real life, and it's got these stasis chambers which I presume are for prisoners or people you're detaining, but yeah, you can actually press this and the stasis chamber, well, at least one of them actually comes out. Now there is a video to collaborate this, but of like a model actually sitting in there. Ooh, I've accidentally pressed a ramp there. That wasn't intentional, but there we go. But yeah, we can't get in there at the moment, and it's a bit buggy if you try and even get up this ramp at the moment. There's quite a few bugs with this model. But yeah, so that's cool. There's quite a lot of beds though, or stasis chambers or whatever you want to call them. So I don't know if this is going to be further used as some kind of policing unit, or I don't know really what the Avengers supposed to be for. So triggering an event here, you can see that the interior of here, this bit didn't exist before. This was just an empty part of the mesh. But there's actually an animation now to come into this sort of crawl way. And in here you may notice there's another bed. This is the actual, what I presume is the pilot's bed, or the military officer, or whatever you want to call it, bed. And the rest are all detainee chambers? I don't know, really. That's quite a lot of beds there. I mean, what have we got? We've got one there. And then back through here we had, what was it, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so we've actually got 5 beds. Well, 4 stasis chambers and a bed, which I presume is the same thing anyway. And then on the right here we have like rusty gantry sort of stuff. But yeah, so you actually enter the cockpit like this. There's a door, and you sit on a seat, and it swivels round into the cockpit, which is a pretty cool animation, honestly. They've changed the cockpit sort of design a little bit. However, I still don't like it personally. I don't know why. I think it's the feeling of exposure. I don't know. I like having the hard points or the bezels on the side of the cockpit, and I like actually seeing a bit of the ship in front of you, or at least that's a bit hypocritical. Actually, I'm a guy who loves the Constellation, and you can't see shit in front of you, or at least none of the ship in front of you. So I don't know. I don't know why, but I'm not a fan of this sort of bent nose ship. The ship design itself looks amazing, don't get me wrong, but like from a flying in first person mode, I'm not sure I will favour this over even the 300i or any of the Hornets or anything like that. So I don't know. So let's have a little bit of a no-clip exploration using the third-person camera here. So this is the sleep bed, which is quite sizable. It's a bit more spacious than the one inside the Aurora. It looks a lot more comfortable, actually. I quite like this redesign, honestly. The original Aurora, the original Avenger design, rather, was a little bit sort of basic, really, and it didn't really explain how you could carry people on board, detain them or whatever as a police ship, and not actually go back there. So the whole crawl space thing does actually make sense, which is really cool. I still don't like the cables lying on the floor there. They're my least favourite part of this design. But yeah, it's pretty nifty looking. Like I say, this ship is by no means bad looking. I just don't like the cockpit with the nose pointing down there. I think it should jut out a little bit more so you see a bit of the bonnet in front of you, if I should call it. I'm the sort of guy who likes bonnet view in driving games like Gran Turismo for no particular reason other than I like to see a bit of the car in front of me. Because most driving games, including Gran Turismo, like the in-car cockpit view, or whatever you want to call it, the driver's view, with the steering wheel, you can't actually see much of your car's bonnet in front of it, and it feels like you're just piloting, well, nothingness, really. I don't like that in first-person shooters, like in, well, in pretty much any first-person shooter, actually. So I like to see a bit of something. So I think I'm going to be a cockpit only sort of flying person. But yeah, there's only really one thing left to do with this, and it will come no surprise to any of my regular viewers that I'm a bit of a fascination, mind your head, I'm a bit fascinated with the idea of vehicles and the transportation of them. Now, it's not looking promising, honestly. I'm not going to lie to you today. I don't have high hopes for this, but in the interest of science, we must do this. So this is my good old buggy over here, the Grey Cat. I love the Grey Cat, by the way. Fantastic sound design here, little elements. Fantastic. I can't wait to just drive this on some dunes and spin around and crash repeatedly and not be able to self-right. So, like I say, in the interest of science, let's attempt this. Wow, this is not going to fit, is it? I think it's wide enough, it's just not tall enough. Yeah, that's the engine. Yeah, that's not gonna go, is it? Let's turn the engine off and have a closer inspection. Yeah, that's a definite no, isn't it? Really? That. Then again, this is like I guess a prison ship or a police ship. It's not a buggy ship. But anyway, thanks for watching this short video, and I'll see you next time.